going for, but again, you're gonna have like a little bit of less power with the Fate's Call.
Yeah.
It's just a very outlandish pick here.
It doesn't synergize with the Fate's Call. It definitely can set you up for a snowball against you if you end up falling behind as well. And yeah, some of the late game engage she's gonna have, or mid to late game engage, is pretty solid. But I would have rather even seen the Seraphine here. If you want to take this route, if you want to have a more aggressive, Enchantress support in the bot lane, why not go for the Seraphine? Why not actually try to control the lane and dominate it that way, rather than something that's really outside the box? I think we're going to learn a lot here in this bot lane about this Nico pick, how it interacts. Maybe it's even going to be something that we found pros to use against Tahm Kench specifically. Feels like that might be the best way to describe it right now. We'll have to see how it shakes up.
For sure. Well, this is going to be interesting regardless. We're hopping onto the Rift here for game number 2. To pull it out here in game 2 is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the draft got a little bit weird with all the bans we had on Marksman. You're going to see Croco kind of caught in an awkward spot here, and Fate can't save him.
He's just dead. Oh, Cuz will go over the wall. Okay, he was just waiting for the stun. First blood very easily. Croco in a really awkward spot. In the past, we always used to see Tahm Kench over and over and over again. We're going to have a one-on-one here. We got Pantheon coming up to the top side, but Kana looking to turn it around. The Gnar ultimate does come out. The damage should be good enough, but Summit has to flash away. And that will be enough to get out of harm's way, and no triumph there for the Aurelia.
It's actually going much better, in fact, than what we saw previously, as we're actually going to see a dive here in the bot side to try to trade this back.
Yeah, this bottom lane is just a disaster right now for the Sandbox. Effort is just dead. There is no hope for him, even under the turret, the second turret in the bottom lane. And, well, this is just hilarious. Gonna try to do some follow-up damage.
30 CS lead now. And Effort is... where is he?
What is going on?
Trying to stop him from backing. But, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Keria hides, and then he sees it. Effort's moving up, and it's like, you're level 5, buddy. If Keria's still there, you're just dead.
Yeah,
and this time Keria was there, so you're dead.
He has ult.
And now he's brought out in 2021, and T1 are like, nope.
I mean, look at this.
We have evolved. You can't just dive in. They're just going to dive the turret. The Tahm Kench is easily dead. I mean, there's no way you're getting away.
Against the Kalista,
Keria takes,
like...
yeah. Takes a little bit too much damage, but that's okay.
I mean, they're not done.
Gonna pull him back, and Leo's dead too. There's just, you're not getting out of this. Well, actually,
I think he's still dead, but
doesn't flash. I think he should have just flashed and taken the kill, but yeah, they're just gonna wait and give this one to Teddy.
Just making sure Teddy can carry again. Meanwhile, Kana 1v3 having a decent time up here, buying time.
Yeah, he's also dead. Okay, well, Closer tries to help out there a little bit late, but not going to get there on time. He is the type of player that can pull it off as well. Obviously, in the Tahm Kench lane, you're going to have a fun time, and now they've rotated up top side.
Oh, no.
They'll actually get the root onto Summit. You can see just the amount of damage they do. I mean, Keria doesn't even have that many items at this point in time. Summit looks like he might just die here. He's going to hit the Mega Gnar, and actually, this time around, it looks like Cuz, just barely, is going to be taken.
Yeah, I just can't get that blast cone away. And when you are able to lock targets up, the Kalista just does so much damage as she's just kind of gathering spears on minions, and the burst is actually insane. So we're going to see a big commitment here from Croco. Keria stayed too long. Fate's Call to get him out of there.
Fate's Call. Yeah, you're going to use that right after that stopwatch does come off. So away from the support Nico. It's just like the scariest thing. Maybe he was actually in his chameleon form there, but either way, we have a trade down in the bottom side. Kana flashing away from the wallop, or at least he tried. But with
a little bit of overextension as Effort's going to go ahead and find his way on the backside of Teddy, who now has to play ring around the rosy.
Nice try, Teddy, but not sure about this one. You could see he's really desperately trying to trade this one back. They're going to give that kill over to the Jhin.
Looks like they might have wanted to give it to Fate, but he decided, and he got it. And hopefully, you know, for Liv Sandbox's sake, they can bring it back, because once again...
Oh, no. What is going on in this top lane? Poor Kana. He's desperately trying to get something going, but he keeps getting caught. And there's just no way for him to get out of here, as now the Nico's got to get in there with a Pop Blossom. Leo is going to have to flash away as Closer just barely Gonna get away from that one, but does get sniped from range. And at the end of the day, now Croco and Effort trying to move forward, but they are not gonna be able to get much. So many low health bars here, and now Cuz is just going man mode onto so many members of Live Sandbox. He gets a double kill, and Leo just stoned out for a little bit too long. Summit desperately trying to play carry here in this game, as Teddy not able to take out his AD carry opponent, as at the end of the day, it's going to be a kill onto the Jin, or the Nico.
That was actually pretty...
We were kind of just like singing the praises of T1 and things were going very well, but they have a side lane that has just been a disaster. And now that another die that's not going so well, as Cuz is going to move forward. And again, this is directly into Jin Victor. So you're going to have a ton of damage straight in your face if you're just running in, so you got to be careful. As T1 now on the run. It looks like at least they will dodge that fourth shot. But now Live Sandbox on the Dragon. Fate in no man's land is going to have to flash away from that one.
Yeah. And Cuz and crew are now going to actually try to... Well, it looks like they were going to try to grab Summit here, potentially, but I think he wants to grab them. He's at the front here, and T1 need to be careful about going into this choke point once again, where there's so much CC, there's so much frontline to actually make sure that Victor, Fate in this case, can actually do tons of damage. T1 actually now starting to lose a lot of health. As Kana's looking for the flank.
Go.
Off the flank, and there it is.
Got Pantheon getting in. Kana with that big flank that you did mention. Croco totally isolated, and Kana's actually getting a decent amount of work done here. He's even going to survive at the end of it. We got the Pop Blossom coming in from Keria, and he is pretty low, but Summit can't do it all alone. This is the problem. He's going to get the one. Now he's desperately trying to get on top of actually the Callista here, and he is going to take out another one. Can Summit actually do it alone? Maybe I'm going to be eating my words here, as he's even going to survive on the back of that fight somehow, some way.
If T1 can't actually win the fight in the initiation, they're really struggling to close them out. Here's a flank from Cuz.
Okay, trying to get on in there, and they do get the knock-up onto the Victor. They would love to take away Fate, but that is a really nice devour. Fate will live, but Effort might pay the price in the front line. He's just on the run here. Kana with no ultimate. He's just going to get exhausted. Not even able to take out Croco, and he will go down. Moving a little bit too far forward, and Summit is so massive at this point in time. T1. As a team here, he's going to lose Meganar, though. Do Live Sandbox have the damage to burst down this Elder Drake is another question. And if T1 can corner them with a big Pop Blossom, then they'll have all the engage they need. But Keria takes a ton of damage. There's the engage, though, with the Shockwave onto Croco. But Keria is a non-factor on the backside, and so is Cuz by himself, zoned away. And Fate is doing way too much damage in this game. As the heal,
he's untouched.
Is going to come out.
He's basically untouched here, Valdez. And the Elder Drake is on Team Live Sandbox right now as well. T1 kind of getting caught there, taking a ton of damage. Now they have to reapproach here.
Croco's getting low. Summit, though, with the Mega Gnar. They're going to try to burst him down, but the Devour is there again. But here comes the engage and a massive Gnar ultimate onto 4 or 5 members. But Keria's follow-up is just pristine. And you just give that Pog boat right to Keria right now. Hops in there and gets it off. Might have been the Fate's call. Who knows? It was just the best engage ever.
It was so perfectly done. That's the team is. So there's no pick potential here for Live Sandbox. They wanted it so badly. Just gonna have to take a defensive fight. Teddy,
what's going on here? He doesn't have a Devour on his side, but was it a bait? Summit does it again, and they take out Teddy. But the follow-up from T1 is pretty good. They've got Kana in the back line, and it looks like Leo is going to go down as well. T1, it's not pretty, but it looks like it's going to get the job done. They're going to push in for the ace, and they will take this game.
Live Sandbox pitting up a great fight here in this best of 3. 2 amazing games that went late game, where T1 did struggle to finish after having a massive lead in both games 1 and 2. They close it out here cleanly in this second game here.
Yeah, I'd be pretty confused if we didn't see him after the series, to be honest. If they go back to just playing Gumayusi, I think that's a bit of a mistake. I think he just looked too good in this series, and say what you will about who they're playing up against, I don't think it matters. Like, especially game number 1, where he was over 1,000 damage per minute on the Xayah. Just giving us flashbacks to Teddy in years past, and I think he's still in form. and that will be a great boon for T1 to have for future matchups. So personally, I'd like to see him more. Most damage in the game goes to Summit. I think when you hit that many ultimates and you dominate the lane that hard, that's just gonna happen.
But hey, shoutouts to Keria, who actually has the most damage on T1 with this Nico pick. And he was such a lane bully. He was so aggressive in lane, and he set up for several really awesome dives. So
T1이 3연패를 끊고
T1 was able to uncuff their losing streak and take a 2-0 victory up against Leaf Sandbox. Tom Kench is picked for the first time coming into 2021. And any comment about this gorilla, the master of Tom Kench? I was not expecting this, but I was also surprised to see Nico as a pick into Tom Kench. We saw a lot of different champions such as Bard, but I was really curious about Nico, how she performs in game. I want to say T1 won the main game during the pick and ban. Kalista was the first pick coming out from T1, so Leaf Sandbox was actually still caught up with the champion that can do a lot of work together with the melee champions. So they ended up locking in Tom Kench. However, Nico was actually the partner paired up with Kalista. I'm not really sure whether they prepared Nico beforehand, but it was really impressive to see that they were able to actually complete the counter comp into Jin and Tom Kench and bully the lane by themselves. And so Udyr was having a better game compared to game number 1. On the side of Leaf Sandbox, Nar was able to do a lot of work by himself, so he was able to kind of extend a little bit of the time on the side for Leaf Sandbox, but T1 was able to shut down Leaf Sandbox in the end. Let's take a look at highlight where Summit was able to actually show his power. A solo kill down onto the mid lane, bottom lane, sorry. Kana was definitely not having his best game today. Maybe we can tell that Kana was feeling a lot of pressure to kind of make a statement after having a bit of a slump recently, but he was not able to pull off that kind of play in the end. And in addition to the solo kill happened on the bottom lane, once again Leaf Sandbox was able to show the power of their global comp. They were able to actually corner down Teddy, taking a step onto the mid lane, so he was actually surrounded by 4 members on the side of Leaf Sandbox. That was the main theme of their comp. Their comp is meant to make a lot of action based on their cross-map abilities. So we were really impressed to see that kind of play coming out, but they were not able to make it happen that often. But let's take a look at the second replay over here. This was a very interesting, at the same time, very high quality team fight coming out from both teams. Keria actually got choked by Victor ultimate, so she backs in, kind of regains her health. And Meganar was also almost there to actually exert more pressure for the side of the Sandbox. Nar's bar was almost up. And actually, Summit was falling really down, but at the same time, Effort actually saved him for a tempo, and then he was able to re-engage with 4-man or ultimate. However, at the same time, Nico found a huge stun onto the carry line inside of Leaf Sandbox. So T1 ended up winning that team fight, even though it looked really good for Leaf Sandbox finding that 4-man stun onto the wall, but something else was happening in the backline of the Leaf Sandbox as well.
이겼었고 또 마지막 그 본인들 억제기 앞에서 합업지 싸웠던 교전도 오리아나를 충격하고
we were also really impressed to see how T1 kind of win the team fights and skirmishes around the map.
오늘 이전까지는 4매치 모두 풀세트까지 가는 접전을
Prior to today's series, T1 always had a 3-game series, but this is the first time to see them picking up a clean 2-0 win, and the player of the game will be Cuz, back on the T1 roster. Well, he did die for once in this game, but he was having a lot of work done on this Udyr pick. Very early and an easy solo kill actually picked up by Cuz. And Gorilla, a former teammate of Cuz, tells actually Cuz is a player who is obsessed with neutral objectives, so Udyr is the perfect connection for his playstyle. Maybe Cuz found another best friend for his career because this really fits his playstyle so much. This team fight once again also looked like a very risky and dicey play for T1, but at the same time we can see Cuz was doing so much work down in the back line of on the side of Leaf Sandbox.
네, 6표, 총 9표 중에 6표를 가져갔습니다.
6 out of 9 going over to Cuz, and we are going to be hearing from the players who made their return.